Hello and welcome to our short training video. We hope this will give you a better understanding of what a safe haven is, what you need to do, and why this scheme is so important to many of our residents. A safe haven could be a shop, cafe, community or statutory building that agrees to be a place of safety for residents and customers. Premises that join the scheme display a safe haven sticker in their window and ensure that staff are aware of how to offer appropriate support. If a member of the public is in danger, feels threatened or harassed on the street, is unwell or just in need of some help, a safe haven sign in your window tells them that they can get assistance from your premises. As a safe haven, you can assist them by keeping them safe by separating them from those who are threatening them or making them feel uncomfortable. You can help by talking to them and calming them down, or by calling the police, their friends or family. You can encourage them to report their concerns to the most appropriate place, or just give them a bit of time to feel ready to go back out in the community. This is intended to help reduce the fear of crime in the borough, whilst also empowering and informing residents about how best to report crime or antisocial behaviour.
Hi, I'm Sarah Armstrong, one of the Community Safety Officers here at Islington Council. Thank you for signing up to the Islington Safe Haven scheme. Safe havens are a practical way of letting everybody in Islington know that help is available in their community should they need it. We're really pleased to already have over 100 premises signed up to the scheme. This is such an important initiative. It helps to reduce the fear of crime. It makes residents feel more confident when planning where they will go to shop and to socialise, and it reassures the community that our streets and our town centres are safe spaces. This video is intended to raise awareness of the different groups and scenarios that might arise and give you an opportunity to think about how you and your staff might respond within your venue.
I'm Anamaria, Head of Learning and Leisure Service at Centre for 4. So in Learning and Leisure Service we do a variety of different outreach and also building-based projects where we support children and adults with learning disabilities.
My name is Matthew Hogg. I'm a Detective Inspector with the Met Police. I manage the domestic violence teams in Camden and Islington. Obviously everyone's heard of the murder of Sarah Everard. It was a truly tragic and shocking incident, and I think it's really brought to the forefront that violence against women and girls can literally affect anyone, whatever age, whatever socioeconomic background or anything like that, that it can affect anyone. And I think it's really brought out a lot of people's experiences to want to talk about it and want to tackle it as well.
My name's Daisy Orchard and I work for Targeted Youth Support in Islington. TYS offer a bespoke package of support to young people all over the borough who find themselves in different circumstances. They may need help with school, they may need help with friendship, they may need support with family life and adjusting to changes. TYS support young people at really challenging points in their lives.
My name's Stephen Johnston-Keay. I'm the Inspector for the Safer Neighbourhood teams in Islington Borough. Yeah, it's extremely important. Ultimately, it's all the people who are signing up for this, and sort of stepping up to the plate to make it safer in Islington. Then hats off to them. I think everybody in this day and age knows how important it is to be able to feel safe going about their day.
Yes, my name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Forum Plus. We're a small independent charity based across Camden and Islington. Our aim is to improve the lives of LGBT people living in the boroughs, and we offer advice and support to victims of hate crime.
The Safe Haven scheme is for everyone, and there's many reasons why people might need to ask for assistance. We've identified some key groups in Islington and we've been explaining the scheme to them and working with them to highlight their different needs. We've been working closely with the Islington Learning Disabilities Partnership to discuss the different needs of people with learning difficulties. More recently, we've been thinking about how important safe havens are for women's safety. The Safe Haven scheme doesn't require you to do anything additional on a day-to-day basis.
Serious youth violence, unfortunately, is real, as much as the professionals all over the city are trying to, make it stop and reduce the number of young people getting hurt. It's a real thing, and young people are finding themselves in situations where they need to find a place of safety. I think safe havens are absolutely wonderful. If a young person is not even being, let's say, chased, but is feeling unsafe for many different reasons, if they're being bullied or let's say they've lost their way, safe havens provide that place of safety.
In its simplest form, it's protecting people who are at risk of harm. And I think, you know, everyone can understand that when it's put in its sort of simplest form, you know, sort of describing it as that. You know, everyone has the right to be able to go about their day, travel where they want, walk where they want, and feel safe.
I think the world is already a daunting place, and especially now coming out of pandemic, people have been facing isolation and really finding it difficult, which also makes them a little bit more vulnerable to those group of individuals that tend to exploit those situations. So having spaces where people can safely go in and seek help is really beneficial for people.
Could be for a variety of reasons. The main one I would think would be street-based sexual harassment, as we would call it. So sexual harassment is basically unwanted behaviour of a sexual nature. And that could be a wide range of things, but you'd be looking at things like catcalling, like heckling in the street, unwanted flirting, lewd jokes that the person doesn't find funny and doesn't want, right up to something like sexual touching, which would be an offence. So I would envisage that someone, if they were experiencing that or even were just uncomfortable, they could then go and seek the kind of refuge of a safe haven. So I think it's a fantastic scheme.
My reasons would be for someone that would use a safe haven, that someone that doesn't know the area very well, and someone who doesn't feel safe or won't be vulnerable to be exploited by someone.
For an LGBT person who might be walking along the street, if somebody's shouting homophobic abuse, or they're in an establishment where somebody might be looking at them and then giving verbal abuse or being rude, those people can then go to the staff in that haven and ask for help.
If I didn't know the area, I'd feel scared, nervous, unsure.
You could be feeling shocked, you could be feeling stunned, it's all depending on what the person has done to you.
They will probably be feeling quite worried, scared. They might not fully understand what is happening. So these places are really important for people, that they provide not only safe environment, but also there's the understanding of need, and places are able to offer that.
So yeah, you may get someone coming in that asks for help but won't necessarily say what has happened, because it's quite embarrassing for them. They find it very hard to talk about it, and that is all normal. That is all a response to trauma. So yeah, so I would say that if someone did come in that was quite distressed but didn't quite tell you what had happened, then I would always err on the side of calling the police.
A young person is going to feel quite scared if they are looking for a safe haven, or if they're using a safe haven. Maybe nervous, quite anxious, even as far as afraid for their lives.
I think what we find very common is the again, in line with our social interaction and isolation, the people are often approached as, I will be your friend. So a lot of it is around those unwise friendships. Are people coming to shops, for example, with friends that are waiting outside, and perhaps the shopping is passed on to them? If we're talking about facilities that have cash machine, are there people hanging around that are simply pretending to be their friends?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it would be around the sort of the victim's demeanour. Are they like looking furtively at the person? Are they actively trying to, as best as they can, stay away from that person? Although they don't want to bring attention to that, because that would cause them issues later, of course. Are there any injuries, and do they look distressed? And I suppose it would also be, how are they interacting with that person? But I would say if you are faced with a scenario where the potential perpetrator is with that person, then I would call the police straight away. Not in front of them, because I wouldn't ever advise putting yourself at risk, but call the police, and then we can get to the bottom of what actually happened, and whether there's any allegations or what's what.
They should call either, if they can't call either the adult's advocate, family member first, or an advocate or a support worker, or failing that, the old bill.
I would encourage the Safe Haven member of staff to contact the police straight away. Better to be safe than sorry.
The most important thing to do is keep the residents safe and to report any incidents as soon as they happen to the most appropriate person. That might be the police, the council or another organisation. Some residents might be carrying an in case of emergency card which will list details of an emergency contact. There is lots of information available on our Islington Council website to signpost residents to and to encourage them to report their concerns.
Yes, so Solace Women's Aid is a good one that can provide support, advice and guidance to anyone that's experienced sexual harassment or sexual violence or domestic violence, so it covers quite a lot. If it's a crime or if you're unsure whether it's a crime, please call the police straight away. I'd rather be safe than sorry, and they can advise whether it is a crime or not. That can either be done 999 if it's here and now or via 101.
You know, all of my teams, you know, one of their aims is to, you know, improve community engagement. They should be getting to know their residents, their businesses on their wards. So, you know, a plea from me would be for local businesses, if they don't know their Safer Neighbourhood teams already, go to the Met Police website, find out who their Safer Neighbourhood team are, you know, get in touch with them. The team will be more than happy to come out, meet local businesses, find out, you know, what affects them most in their area. And start building that relationship, and then, you know, they'll be able to, you know, advise them and help them with, you know, wider issues, not just, you know, sort of safety, but anything else that's affecting businesses.
I think it's really just those basic things that would make a difference, in my opinion, being just understanding different communication needs and understanding the environment can be quite difficult if it's, for example, the sensory input can be too much for certain people, and just offering that friendly, warm support, the approach will make a huge difference.
Well, firstly, they need to be safe themselves. You know, sort of try not to get involved in confrontation, don't put themselves in any danger. But the other advice would be call police. You know, sort of make yourself safe, call police, and when calling police, try and explain and relay the information so that the police officers and the call handlers who are taking that call get an understanding of what is going on and can provide the best advice to the people signed up to the Safe Haven.
I think it would be a good idea for the staff at the Safe Havens to speak about their business being a safe haven. If you have regulars in your shop, young people who are regulars in your shop, let them know, remind them, show them the sticker, say, do you know what this means? And let their parents know. Always make it a point of conversation, reminding people that this is a place you can come to for safety. I would also encourage that member of staff to, you know, build a relationship with the young people that you see. Keep your eyes and your ears open, what's going on in the community. It can benefit you and the young people in the long term.
I probably would just reiterate though that, like, make sure your staff know about processes. So if someone does come in, what do they do? What do they offer them? So yeah, and I suppose it would also be just reiterating the importance of this, because this could be your wife, your mother, your sister, that come in asking for help, and you know, you want to make sure that if you do have that happen to you, that you know exactly what to do.
To recap, you will not be asked to do anything extra on a day-to-day basis if you join this scheme. Just continue to be a welcoming community premises and a friendly face. Let people know you're part of the scheme and help spread the word. This will encourage more premises to join the scheme, and it also increases community confidence and feelings of safety. The most important thing to do is keep the residents safe and report any incidents to the most appropriate person. That might be the police, the council, or another organisation. Some residents might be carrying an in case of emergency card that will list details of an emergency contact. Do not put yourself at risk, and if you feel in any way threatened, please call the police immediately. Follow the tips on our checklist and don't get involved in confrontation. Always err on the side of caution and call the police on 999 immediately if you feel there is a risk. If you have any concerns or questions, please visit our webpage or email the Community Safety Team. This really makes a difference. Thank you.